Hey folks, welcome back to Patriot Ridge Farm. So, a little bit of a surprise. Peppa here, who's been in here with Boris for about the past 4 months. Don't get aggressive with me. Peppa. Evidently she's pregnant. You wouldn't know it to look at her. Stop. But she's nesting. You can see by all the stuff that she's put in there. And I came out here last week to get her fed, and I noticed that she's a little pushy. So it tells me she probably is pregnant. No milk lines yet, but she's probably going to farrow right around the 28th or 29th, if she's truly pregnant, which I believe she is. So that came as a surprise because I come out here to feed them, and all this heavier brush down here, she started pulling it all up and bringing it up here, and I was like, what are you doing? She'd come in here and mess around and head back down there and go back with another mouthful. I was like, are you doing what I think you're doing? So lo and behold, I walked up here, and yeah, well, you can see she's nesting. So all right, so everything else got put on hold because we did not expect this, because Boris has been on her multiple times over multiple cycles. We just thought that she was just going to end up with like a farrowing disease or something like that where she couldn't get pregnant. So now the big thing is waiting to see what happens. Now, in the meantime, and I'll walk down here, I don't want her farrowing up here with Boris because we just have the 2 strands of electric fence up here. So I just got this finished yesterday evening. I took this section out, put 2 new posts in, put a 6-foot gate that separates Coke's pen farrow here, or Coke's paddock from the farrowing paddock. And then we did the other end as well here. We built just what we had. We went ahead and built a farrowing shelter, and I've got some pond liner I'm going to wrap around it to kind of block off the wind and the weather and stuff. I just used pallets. I had an overabundance of pallets here. Everybody said they wanted pallets. Nobody came and got them, so I put them to use, and I still have more left over. So anyways, makeshift farrowing shelter here. So this is the pond liner I'm going to use, and it's really heavy stuff. So it's good and it's durable. It'll last. So I'm going to put this, wrap it around the outside of it, and that'll give them good shelter from the blocking the weather and everything. So I went ahead and cut the last quarter of this farrowing pen off, put another 6-foot gate here and more panels, and I want to get her moved down here this week sometime. And I scavenged all the metal off of this little shelter here because the piglets had pretty much tore it up, so it's all reclaimed and bent and dented metal on the roof over here, but it's fine. So I got this done yesterday, finished this up, and then yesterday evening I finished up the other side. So the original plan was to build a more permanent shelter here, but in the timeline that I'm looking at, there was absolutely no way I was going to be able to get it done. So this is temporary. This will get her through this litter. That is, if any of them survive. She had multiple mummified piglets the last time, and only 2 survived. And I don't know what we're going to look at this time. If we look at the same thing again, then she'll probably become bacon and sausage in the spring and completely stay out of there with Boris. So I need to run electric on the inside of this because I definitely want electric. I don't want her pushing on the panels because that's how she got out the last time. She was literally raising the panels up and got out because the electric had been pretty much tore off there since the piglets come out of here. And I want to get electric run in there. And like I said, I'll get this wrapped up with that pond liner all the way around and just leave this opening. Maybe just leave this end, this like last pallet right here, and this end open so it doesn't create too much humidity and stuff in their form when it's really cold. So that is why I have not finished out getting my winter crop planted in a greenhouse, because when I came out here the evening before I was going to go in there and get it seeded and get the compost and everything in, is when I noticed she was building a nest. So the big thing is now is I can get her moved in there for the time being and then wrap it while she's still in there. But I have to go and get 2 more panels to be able to block the road across here. And what I'll do is I'll just pull these 2 panels apart, fold them out, set a T-post and a T-post, and then stick 2 more panels up to here and 1 over here. And that way I can open up that gate, get her moved across, get her right in there, and then close everything back up. Later on, I'll flip you back again. I'm going to put probably a 12 or 16 foot gate here, and I'm going to do the same here. That way, as I open the gate, so one gate will open this way and block off the road, and this gate will open that way and block off the road, and I can move my pigs back and forth as I want to. So yeah, big surprise, because like I said, she showed absolutely no signs of being pregnant. She cycled every time over the last 4 months, and the last time that she cycled, Boris was on her again, and we really didn't think much of it, because I mean, three full cycles and horn dog up there just all over it, we were getting nothing. So we just kind of figured that, you know, she was pretty much sterile and wasn't going to produce, and now all at once she's nesting. So we still got a little bit of buffer zone here to get her moved, to get her down here, and she moves fairly easy, and she's a little aggressive now, so that tells me that something probably is going on. So I wasn't planning on them, but I guess we're probably going, and I knew the possibility was there when she broke out and got over there with him. I knew the possibility was there, but like I said, after 3 full cycles and him all over it, I didn't think it was going to happen. Surprise. And the funny thing is this is about the exact same time as last year that she farrowed, like within 3 days. So we'll just see how this one works out. But I still need to go get 2 more panels, get her moved, and then I can get the greenhouse finished up. I still got a pile of compost here to get in there, get it down. I'll just do a light till to get it down in the soil, and then I'll start throwing my seed and everything else in there, get it raked around and covered up, and we should be good to go and get it watered well. So that's why you have not seen the end result of me getting my cover crop planted for winters, because I've been busy out here. I even took yesterday off work. Last week I made sure nobody was off, took Monday off so I could get a lot of stuff done and get this taken care of, so we don't end up any big surprises and have piglets running free all over the place. And I'm not worried about boars hurting them. I mean, typically the boars are actually usually pretty gentle and pretty good daddies to them, but it's just because there's only 2 strands of electric up there and I don't want them getting out. And she's a big pig, and I don't want to start grabbing squealing piglets and run down over the hill and have her chase me either, because she's bigger than I am. But that's where we're at, guys. And I apologize I haven't got one out sooner. We got a video out sooner. We did get some information back from the mine site, and I'll print those pages off, and I can, the next video I can kind of share it with you, and I'll go down there and do a video. So all of the sediment and stuff that they dredged out of the ponds and the wetlands, they've actually ran out of room for it, and was asking me, they can't use it to fill because it doesn't meet their compaction requirements, because it's so squishy and it has a lot of biological stuff in it, you know, the cattails and grasses and stuff. And they asked me if they could just bury it up there, and I said, well, instead of burying it, I said, you know, is it outside of the realm of possibility to get it tested so we could see what's in it? And I said, if it's not bad stuff, you could just go through and just put it on the top layer and seed over top of it. I said, because, you know, it's got a lot of biological material and stuff in it, a lot of composted nasty stuff, good biological stuff. I said, you know, can we get it tested? So they took 3 samples there last Wednesday, and I got a call today. That is some bad stuff. There is the iron, which we expected to be high, come back at over 46,000 parts per deciliter, which is way off the charts in the iron. The aluminum came back, I want to say, more than 10 times the allowable limit, looking at like a drinking water stuff, where we're not worried about drinking water off of that, but that does run into local river, which ultimately turns into the Monongahela River, and there's a lot of water that comes out of that for municipal uses. So the West Fork and the Tigert River merge down in Fairmont and form the Monongahela, and typically everybody upstream gets their water out of the Tigert, ours included, but when they merge and form the Monongahela, everybody north, a lot of drinking water comes out of that. So, and then the lead came back at 10 times the allowable limit in drinking water. Again, drinking water not notwithstanding here, but I said, you know, this is something that we need to consider, I said, is it possible? Because when they do the water testing, they're basically looking at pH and dissolved solids, not so much the metals, other than, you know, the iron. And I know you guys don't do water quality testing. I said, is it possible to get some samples of that water and get it tested and see what we're looking at? I said that could be just a good preventive practice, because if you get all this done and the water treatment starts and it's not taking care of the lead, the aluminum, and all of the iron, this may be a problem in the future that's going to cost you guys more money, taxpayers' money, Superfund money, to come back in and redo all over again. So they're going to make a few phone calls and see what they could do about testing that water, because it just completely off the charts with the metals in it. And again, the three big ones are the irons, which is the ferrous and the ferric iron, the aluminum, which is a known neurotoxin. You're looking at 10 times the allowable limit, more than 10 times. I think it was like 14,000 and some odd grams per deciliter or something like that. I can't remember their measurement. But then the lead come back at over 10 times. So scary stuff. And I hope they do the right thing. I hope they're allowed to do the right thing. That's the key, because I don't have any problem with these guys. They're doing the right job. They're doing the right thing and for the right reasons. But I hope the powers that be allows them to test that water and make sure that what the treatment that they're putting in there now with the oxidation ponds and the wetlands and stuff like that is going to take care of all that, and hopefully not cause problems. But I'll get you guys caught up on that one on the next one. I'll not sit here and ramble about stuff I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Anyways, in the meantime, get to stay prepared, stay free. God bless y'all.